We have 4 more spots left to fill in this custom mail-in tournament before the grand finals, and 2 of them will be grabbed today. Hey everybody, welcome to day number 7. Let's see who in this first group will move on to today's finals. We have Champagne Poppy from Blue Line Racing. We have David White. Thank you so much, David. We have In Your Face from Team In Your Face. Very powerful name. And Chewy Mandingo from Mandingo Motorsports. I'm loving some of these designs. And Champagne Poppy is from Blue Line Racing, and Blue Line Racing is currently the defending champion in these tournaments. And so far they are actually in the lead in their first appearance in this one. But they're quickly being overtaken by Chewy. So will they be able to take first place back? It looks like they're trying to, and they do have the inside lane. They almost take it back. They're actually going side by side right now. Usually someone's blocking or something by this point, but so far no. And Champagne Poppy takes the first win after a phenomenal nose block. Look at this, they kept their nose in front for that whole stretch. That is not easy to do. Usually they get spun around at some point. But not Champagne. We're now for heat number 2. Let's see if Champagne Poppy can do just as well in the second race. And right out the gate, Champagne Poppy is pushing Chewy Mandingo forward. It's practically a 2v2 when races like this happen. But now Chewy is in first yet again. But now, Champagne Poppy is even further behind, so it's going to be even harder to catch them. But Chewy is losing some speed, bouncing off those walls. This could be the break that Champagne Poppy needs. And here he comes like a rocket, trying to catch him. Will he be able to pass him? No! Chewy Mandingo takes the second win. Not their second win, but the second win of this particular group. And so far, the fastest win we've had so far is still, I believe, 13.9, which was done by Dusty Miles on day 4. But some racers have gotten pretty close. But now the points are tied between Champagne Poppy and Chewy Mandingo. Now for race number 3, the 2-point leaders are starting in the back. But Champagne Poppy pushes the one in front of them forward yet again, allowing them to take second place. But they are all right on top of each other as they go around that next turn, forming a train of sorts, but Chewy is falling behind the other 3. They will need to make something happen in order to keep their chances in this tournament alive. Of course, those first 2 races may still help them, but we'll have to see. And Chewy Mandingo is trying to push his way through, but could not do it, as Champagne Poppy blocks not 1 but 2 people, including Chewy. So Champagne Poppy was able to still hold on to second, while David White grabbed first that time. If David White can do that again, they may still move on. But it's still going to be pretty difficult. And now Champagne Poppy starts out in front, so he didn't have to worry about pushing anyone out of his way. And their lead is gradually getting bigger. But Chewy might have heard me say that as they tried to find a way to close that gap. And now Champagne Poppy is trying to hold on to that lead. They're bouncing off the walls though, which could be dangerous if they keep that up. But they use the wall this time to stay straight, and they grab another win. So they will be moving on, and it looks like Chewy will be joining them. And Champagne Poppy did finish under 14 seconds. Didn't quite grab the fastest time, but they are one of few to finish under 14. A valiant effort by each of these racers, and almost all of them got at least 1 first place win, but Champagne and Chewy will be the ones moving on. And now for the second group for today, which has AJMGH. Thank you to AJ. We have Big Cat from Epic Videos. We have Dredra Lin from Deedra Racing. Might have been a mistype there, but I could be wrong. And Rebel Racer from Rebel Racing. Now, in terms of overall design, Rebel Racer might be one of the flattest vehicles we've had so far. So let's see if that helps or hinders them. So far, they start out in the front of the pack, alongside Big Cat. And they do have the inside lane, but Big Cat is trying to find a way around and blocks him with his nose, but in doing so allows Deedra to catch back up. And now they are in second, but Rebel Racer is finding their way around them, now just has to deal with Big Cat. But first they have to actually catch up to them. Big Cat, however, is not making that easy, as they head towards the finish and grab the win. But Rebel Racer actually almost passed him at the last moment. If they had another little bit of track, they might have been able to pull it off. Rez, however, was not able to get any better than fourth. In fact, they didn't finish. So far, not a good start for Rez. And right now, Big Cat, not Big the Cat, that is an entirely separate character. But Big Cat is now in second place, trying to push Rebel Racer out of the way, but ends up just helping him. Now he has to find his way around Rebel Racer. But Rebel Racer, anytime Big Cat moves, Rebel Racer is there to meet him. And it looks like Big the Cat will take him over before the last turn. Yes, he will. Heading towards the finish, Rebel Racer falls into second once more. And it looks like another non-finish for Rez in almost the same spot, it looks like. This is not looking good for Rez, but looking very good for Big Cat. Big Cat is certainly earning their stripes, if you will. And now they're starting in the back half alongside Rebel. But Rebel Racer is trying to find their way around these races. So far, was able to pass Rez and Big Cat, actually. But they're not as lucky as they get around that turn, and it's Deedra who has a decent-sized lead this time around. The other three racers are fighting with each other, and Deedra is finding that opportunity to get as much of a lead as they can before the other three catch up. And now they will take the win. What's going to happen with the other three? It looked like Rez was actually going to get second, but it looks like based on that stopped frame, Rebel Racer might have actually overtaken him at the last literal possible moment. Take a look at that. Rebel was behind, but because of that blocking, Rez lost some speed. And Rebel did grab second. That is about as close as you can get in a race like that. And now one more race. Big Cat has 11. Rez has 3. Deedra has 9. And Rebel also has 9. That first place finish is exactly what Deedra needed. But now they're starting out in 4th. They need to finish in front of Rebel Racer in order to move on in this tournament. But Rebel is not making it easy for them, as they are the one in contention for first alongside Big Cat. They're going to the final turn. Rebel has fallen behind just slightly, and they actually got a little bit faster. If they had kept that up, they would have been able to pass Big Cat, I'm sure. But for now, they will have 4 consecutive second place finishes, while Big Cat finishes with a 15 seconds flat. So it will be Rebel and Big Cat moving on. And now that we have all 4 racers for today's finals, let's begin. 4 very formidable racers. 4 great designs sent by 4 great people. And Champagne Poppy takes a slight lead after being pushed forward by Big Cat. And Big Cat is now trying to stop the other 2 from catching him, but it completely backfires as Chewy not only passes Big Cat, but Champagne Poppy as well. Now Chewy Mandingo has the lead. Can they hold on to it is the question, as Champagne Papi is trying to gain that speed back and pass them, but couldn't do it. Chewy Mandingo grabbed first, Champagne Papi second, Big Cat third, and Rebel Racer in fourth. A very respectable time of 14.27 no less. That's why you never, ever give up. And now as we go into heat number 2, we will actually be going 7 full videos without an undefeated racer. You need to finish in first all 8 times in the I cannot talk today, my apologies. Preliminary video that you appear in. That is a difficult word to say, apparently. But getting back to the race, Champagne Papi does have the lead, but the other 3 are actually pretty close, all things considered. Champagne Papi comes into the final stretch. So far, no one was able to contend with them, and they will take that win. Chewy Mandingo in second. It looked like Big Cat was going to do really well, but they're actually struggling right now, as they finish in fourth that time around. And it is Champagne Papi and Chewy tied for 8 points apiece. 2 races to go in today's finals. Everything is in favor of Champagne Papi and Chewy right now. That being said, Champagne is currently in second, but as Big Cat spins around, Champagne finds his way around him, and now he is in first while Big Cat is going backwards, trying to find a way to navigate going past Champagne in reverse, which is something you won't often see, and it looks like it won't happen now, but it was pretty close. Champagne Papi takes another win, Big Cat in second this time. As for third and fourth, it looks like Rebel finished in third and Chewy in fourth. And now it's a little bit harder to tell who will move on after that. Things are definitely still looking up for Champagne though, as they have 11 points. Chewy Mandingo has 9, Big Cat has 6, and Rebel Racer has 5. So it's pretty much guaranteed that Champagne will be moving on, as they're the only person in this group right now with double digits in points. But Chewy Mandingo is still in a good position to move on if they can stay and finish strong. And they currently hold second, and it looks like they gained a bit of speed, but it will not be enough to catch up to Champagne Papi as they cross the finish line. So Champagne Papi will be moving on. I believe Chewy will be joining him. Let's double check the scores just to be certain. And that is exactly what happens. Chewy and Champagne moving on in spectacular fashion. And now we only have 2 more spots to fill before the grand finals. Thank you all so much for watching. See you for day 8.